do the Marios!
And on to the Easter Island themed world. They're kind of based on places of the real world in this last half of the game. I would say World 3 is actually the hardest one, and specifically 3-1 is one of the more challenging levels, although 3-2 and 3-3 are also really challenging as well. Part of the difficulty is these new enemies, these flying Easter Island heads. These guys don't go down from one hit from the Super Ball, and they will not stop jumping after you. As you can see, I made it well past him, and he kept going after me. This also might be the first time we're seeing bullet bills. And oddly enough, they still come out of their cannons, but the cannons come out of pipes. So it's like a weird, I don't know, like magician's hat where you pull something out of it and that's holding onto another thing. It's also annoying when you miss with the Super Ball because it keeps going on screen. The one nice thing about the Super Ball over the Fire Flower is that it can collect coins for you. So if it happens to bounce off into another area, you might get a few extra coins. Not exactly the best thing that it can do, but still kind of makes up for the fact that you can only shoot one at a time. That might have been a decision the developers made knowing that it wasn't as good inherently. Oh wow, I've never been to this bonus game, but it's just filled with coins. One thing that's back from Mario 1 are the invisible checkpoints, but the nice thing in this game, they might have done it in the original Mario, but I don't think it did, is the invisible checkpoints also despawn all the enemies on screen once you make it to them. Although I've noticed in this game it tends to give you checkpoints even if you don't really make it to the area, as long as a part of it is on screen. Just gotta use the rocks to our advantage here. Be careful jumping when you make it there, trying to get back to your original rock, because that one will just come out of the sky and deck Mario in the face. I died. We made it to the bonus game. I think we have every time so far. It probably is not preferable to go to the bonus game in speedrunning, although I haven't really seen much speedrunning for this game, period. I don't think it's very popular. And despite it being only 3-2, we're already to the cavern theme yet again. This level features spiders that drop down from the ceiling, and it's interesting how these guys came out about the same time as Thwomps, and yet they function exactly the same, and it was, you know, different developers working on the games. The one difference with these guys is you can jump on them, so they're a lot easier than Thwomps in that sense. I don't know how I wasn't hit by that piranha plant I just landed on the pipe of. The main guy we have to watch out in these cavern levels is the walking spider, the one that comes towards us constantly is jumping. He's a lot like the flying head enemies, only he's on ground all the time. This guy right here. You can still jump on him like normal, but I don't know, he's a bit more threatening to me just because he's always on the ground and you don't want to jump into him. Okay. Jump. Jump. Okay. We just kept jumping for our lives until we eventually made it to the door. That works with me. And 3 lives. Oh, come on, ladder. Why do you have to do this to me? And despite this not being in a cavern, as noted by the clouds, this is still the cavern theme playing. I guess they wanted to get it for at least 3 levels. Oh, careful. Okay. This area is just a lot of moving platforms, as you can no doubt tell. We need to be careful. Okay, I don't know how I made it through that in my first attempt. Bit of an interesting platforming area there. Oh boy, it's a boss who we could just get hit and go through and end it quickly. Yeah, that really happens a lot in this game. I realize I've been recording for only 18 minutes and we're now in the final stretch of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, very short. You could do this on a bus ride. You could beat this game like 20 times on a plane. So, what monster is Daisy gonna actually be this time? Oh, it's a spider. I should have expected it given all the spiders in the last couple levels. Although part of me was expecting an Easter Island head. On to the final world, and this one is based on China, as you can no doubt tell. And I actually do like the music track in this world as well. But all the music is really good. It was kind of boring in World 3 how they didn't introduce any new music whatsoever. It was just in Level 1 we had the World 1 theme, and then in Levels 2 and 3 we had the repeated cavern theme, so nothing really new there. Oh, I got myself killed. Again, we have an enemy that's very similar to one from Super Mario Bros. 3, despite this game coming out at about the same time and from different developers. We have these enemies who are just like Dry Bones in that game, where they get hit and then, you know, they go down for a bit and then they eventually come back. Granted, that enemy did exist in other kinds of games, like the red skeletons in Castlevania were very much similar to that. I don't know why these Kung Fu warriors come back to life after a moment, but I mean, they're just very determined, I suppose. You know, part of me is reminded of that one map from Mario Kart 8, Dragon Driftway, when it comes to this world. I mean, they're both like Chinese influence, but also they're both in Mario games, period. I was mentioning how this didn't influence a lot of later stuff, but it'd be interesting if this world actually had an effect in that race in Mario Kart, because it didn't seem to be based on anything else in particular. And we just run across to the bonus game again. I think I've gotten all of them so far. Let's hope that stays true for the next level, because that's the last time we have to get to the top door. Alright, 3 lives. Up to 24 now, with only 2 levels left. We have those snake enemies who are almost identical to the Sphinx ones that appeared in World 1's final level. I hear Mimi scratching the couch back there. That's something you have to live with cats. You just come to realize it. Up this platform we go, and then down this platform we go. Again, very interesting level design. Not bad. Oh. And we made it to the final bonus game. There we are. It's kind of unfortunate there's only one kind of bonus game, but at the very least, you aren't expected to get all of them, especially in your first playthrough, so when you do get it, it's a nice reward. And onto the final level, it's another shooter, only this time we're in the sky on a plane. Same theme playing, where it's kind of reminiscent of Mario, actually, I'd say. We got birds coming after us who, unlike the fish who would go to the edge of the screen and then come back for us, these guys, once they get near us, they'll jump towards us in that direction, so we want to try and either escape them or take care of them before they can reach that point. So it's a matter of which decision you want to do, and you have to make that decision quickly, otherwise they'll end up just jumping into you and you not being far enough away to escape it. Just like with the scuba level, we can only get the mushroom as a power-up. There's no fire super flower, because there's really no point. A star! There we go, okay. Hey, we can actually kill these spark enemies now. That's nice. Lots of coins just to get there, but make sure you take care of the door before you exit. There's a mushroom up here. I believe we crossed the checkpoint already, so if we ever die and need a power-up to deal with the boss, there's that. Watch out for these fists that appear right at the end for some reason. And it's a cloud. Oh, I got hit. Anyway, this guy, he shoots birds directly out of his side, but he also shoots them at the same side your bullets are coming from most of the time, so you'll deal with the birds before he even gets a chance to really take care of you. But that was not the end. Oh, I died. That was not the end. There's one more boss to deal with. I believe his name is like Tatanga or something, but he's the true final boss. It's not just some random cloud, thankfully, that sounds like a sheep for some reason. They do give you a nice sum of coins right there before the end, in case you can eventually build up to an extra life. I got hit at the cloud again, but I don't think Tatanga is too impossibly difficult, so I'm not too worried. The main thing with him is that he shoots a projectile that eventually splits into 3. I would keep an eye on the 3 projectiles that come out, because your bullets will inevitably hit him because he's trying to track you and do with you. Just make a decision quickly of whether you're going to go over or under the middle, maybe shoot the bullet in the way, and you'll take care of him no problem. And then Mario just flies off and magically appears in a room where Daisy is there, and you can tell it's the real Daisy this time because he says her name twice. I guess that's her full name. This is not canon. Mario and Daisy are not a thing. I'm telling you this. Your quest is over. And just like that, we are done. The original Super Mario Land on Nintendo Game Boy. Mario and Daisy take off in this rocket ship here. And it's a very nice credits theme. Very reminiscent of the credits themes in later Mario games. You know, the previous ones didn't have all that in terms of credits. But yeah, this is the end of Super Mario Land. I'd like to thank Mimi for joining me for the first part anyway. She's over there scratching the couch now. She wasn't here for the second part, but it's okay. Special thanks to Taki. Shout out to Taki. This playthrough is dedicated to you, Taki, whoever you are.